which is good. But it doesn't give me a lot of time for stitching sometimes. But like I've been saying over and over, like it gives me, hopefully down the road, it will give me more time for stitching. And so that's the hope. That's the hope. In the future, when I don't need a car at all, and I can stay home and stitch and do either more stitch with me's or maybe some live streams or something like that. That's my goal. That's my goal. So, oh boy. Meditative stitching. Meditative stitching. I will say this, oh wait, isn't it Nashville Market Weekend or something like that? Isn't it, or is it Monday? It's like right on top of, we're like about to hear about all these new designs and such. So that's cool. But I was noticing, I went on Facebook. So I'm on Pinterest, and if you put on Pinterest cross stitch patterns, you tend to get like a lot of Etsy patterns. Like it's funny how the major cross-stitch pattern designers aren't on Pinterest, or they don't have a presence on Pinterest. And I would absolutely think that would be great for business. But, wait, what was the word? What was I going to say? Oh, so I heard back from Cross Stitch Collectibles, and they're going to send me the PDF versions of my patterns that I need. And so we're talking 4 patterns in total. I'm getting baseball, apothecary shop, the ice skating. Do you guys remember ice skating? It's been a while. And of course, Rainy Waterloo Place. So that is awesome. And I've stitched a little bit more on Reaper. I haven't stitched on Rainy Waterloo Place yet, but that I should be able to finish that page and move into the next realm here. But I think that's going to be awesome. Let me untangle my string here. But if you guys have questions about, like if there's a blog article that you want me to have written, or I don't know, possibly write myself. I just don't have a lot of time for that, but I can have somebody else write it, and then I read it, make sure it's good. But if there's something that you guys want to know, I think we just put up one, or I think I just got one back. I'm going to post it tomorrow about how to do back stitching, or what is back stitching. Whoops, I dropped something. Also got one coming on cross stitch samplers, like what they are, why we use them, what they're used for. So I got some stuff like that. Oh, I lost my needle here. So we're working on that, and so that would be cool. That is cool. Maybe I'll get one of those tiny little electric cars. They're like $6,000 or whatever. Those teeny little things, considering that I don't need to use it very much. I'm going to get one of those tiny little things. I actually was thinking about like an electric scooter or something along those lines that I could just ride to work, get some exercise. Not that electric scooters are exercise, but I'd be standing. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So... See, it is therapeutic to talk to you guys. It is therapeutic. Hi, honey. Whoops. Husband came up to say hi and bring up all the kitty litter that we bought today. Kitty litter. So Mercury's taken care of. So the orange fish downstairs, the big King Kong parrotfish, oh man, what a jerk that fish is. So he keeps hitting. I may take it off. I may just take it off now. The light that's covering the openings at the top of the aquarium. And so he keeps bopping his nose up on the top and making some noise. And so, hi, you going over? Okay. I'll see you later, alligator. And, hello guys. What is up? Time for another Stitch with Me. This is going to be a dramatic Stitch with Me, filled with twists and turns that you are not about to believe. Drama, crime, you name it. Yes, I know we just worked on the Dachshund piece like not that long ago, but to be perfectly honest with you, it's about all I'm capable of tonight. And we're gonna work on this, talk a little bit. I don't know how long the video will be. It might be its normal time. It might end up being a little shorter. Just kind of depends on how I go about my business here. And right now we're really just going to focus on doing the purple and getting that done. Just stitching something very easy, something I don't have to focus too much on. And we'll get there. We'll get there. So, let's see here. Let me pull out my big old screen of purple yarn. I got my purple yarn here. Before I get into the drama of what has happened. One of my skeins fell apart. Just fell apart. Well, can't find the end, so I'm just gonna cut a piece. Because sometimes we just don't care. Puppy, by the way, is progressing nicely. He's now, we're now taking him outside to walk around. He seems to like the cooler weather. He is capable of going up and down the hill in our backyard, which is great. Eating well. He's starting to eat a little bit better on his own. He's still really, really slow, but he's getting stronger every day, and he's making progress. So we're in a nice stable phase now where hopefully he can get enough nutrition that he will grow, but he will also hopefully heal what he needs to heal in his body. And we'll see. Maybe I'll put him on the video on the big weekly video this week. We'll see. He's a cute little bugger, I'm telling you. Still doesn't really have a good name to him. His original name is being changed, and he's, I don't know, I'm not worried about his name. We call him little guy, little man, a lot. And so, let me find what I did with my glasses. My glasses. There they are. Because it seems like I need my glasses for everything nowadays. Okay. So, it's Saturday. I had to work this morning. And before I could get to work this morning, my car got stolen. Yes, you heard that right. My car got stolen. So, I know I'm going to have some people that are going to be like, well, you set yourself up. Well, let me just tell you what happened. So, I live in Colorado, if you don't know, and we have a lot of cold mornings, and especially in February. I only drive like 7 minutes to work. It's like 4 miles, 5 miles, or whatever. And so my car never gets any level of like long driving. And so because of that, I don't want to cold start it, sit there for 30 seconds, and then drive it 5 minutes, and then stop it, and then go back and forth. So I tend to let my car warm up. And when I let my car warm up, I actually, a lot of times, will use my actual keys because I like to set especially with little man now, I want to make sure that when we get in the car that it's comfortable. It doesn't have to be warm, but I just want it to be comfortable. And doing the remote start, I do have a remote start, or I did have a remote start. It is, hold on, my brain just went into left field here. Having a remote start is fine, but then I still have to go out and adjust, because I always forget to, like, when I come home at night, usually no matter how cold it is, I'll have the air on for some reason, because that's just how I roll. But in the mornings, I always want the heat. So I start my car up, turn the heat on. So either way, I have to get in my car. So I'm like, well, it's just stupid to do remote start and then get in your car and turn everything on. And I've lived in a pretty safe neighborhood for the last 15 years. And now we have had a few break-ins of the cars. I haven't left my car locked. Well, I started leaving it more locked, but there were reports of break-ins and stuff. Anyway, I never got my car window broken. I never got anything stolen out of it because I don't keep anything in it. And, no big deal. So this morning, I go and I go and start my car up, and there's some garbage. I'm like, I need to clean out some of this garbage while it's warming up. So I picked up some bags and a little bit of trash, and I turned around. And the funny thing is that, you would think that when you get out of your car, and there's nobody around in the morning, you get out of your car and you close the door, you're usually going to be facing your house or facing wherever you're, going inside at least I would. This time, for whatever reason, somebody caught my attention, and about 50 yards away, there was a guy walking down the street, and he was wearing like one of those Carhartt suits, like a worker's jumper that, one of those that you like get completely into and zip up, and it covers like your arms and your legs and your whole torso and everything. And he was walking down the street, and I thought to myself, that's kind of weird because, A, I'd never seen him before, and B, it's just an unusual outfit to be walking down the street, at the time of day. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I remember thinking to myself, and I swear to God, I did think this to myself, that guy might steal my car if I leave it. He just saw me, do that, open it and let it run. And then I was like, nah, you're being crazy, whatever. I go inside. 10 minutes later, I come back out. I got the pup, got my morning drink, and I'm ready to roll. And my car is gone. So, call the cops, 911, report the stolen car. So within 10 minutes, I'd reported a stolen car. So, it's, nobody's found it yet, just so you know. I'll jump right to the end. So it's kind of, I had a nice conversation with the police. Yeah, it was good. I mean, these guys are good guys. We work with them actually at work. We take care of the narcotics dogs for the local police department. So I've seen a lot of these guys before, and he didn't know me. I didn't really know him, so it was no big deal. But apparently in our neighborhood, and by neighborhood, it's, I don't know. It's the way they lay stuff out here in Colorado. It's not like blocks per se. Everything's kind of haphazardly. The roads are all curvy and everything. And so, in a section of maybe, 500 to 700 homes or whatever, apparently there's something going on because there's been a car theft a week happen. And so... And almost every time it's been because somebody's been warming up their car like me, and somebody comes along and takes it while the person's inside the house. So I didn't know that. But yeah, granted, I left the car unlocked and I left the keys in the car and I left it running. But I'm not a cynical person. And that still doesn't give anybody the right permission to take my car. And so I kind of live my life a certain way, by a certain moral standard, and I leave those decisions up to everybody else. So it's, I got burned. It's just how it is. So thankfully my husband wasn't home at the time, actually. He had run over to some friend's house because he's pet sitting some friend's dogs. And I called him and I said, I need you to come home right now. And he was like, well, what's going on? I was like, well, somebody stole my car. And he's like, excuse me? Somebody stole my car. And so I was like, I'm going to need you to take me to work. So had to go to work. And yeah, it's been a weird day. It's been a very weird day. Everything's been reported, insurance, da-da-da, whatever. I didn't get a rental car for a while. I'm trying not to even think about that right now. I don't live that far away from work. If the weather was nicer right now, I could probably, I could walk, but that would take so long. But we'll see if they find it. It's a little Honda Civic, so literally like there's a million of them on the road, and they all kind of look the same, and you switch out the license plate on it, and that's going to be it. So the things that I'm upset about, because I'm not upset about losing my car. I'm really not. It's funny. I'm like, I don't care about my car. I never have. Sorry, car, if you're listening, if you're watching this floss tube. I just never have. But I'm upset about losing that. I have I don't know, you may not realize this because I haven't talked about it in forever since I got it, but I have one of those like license plate frames, and it says I'd rather be cross-stitching on it, and I really like that. I know I can get another one, but I really like that one, and it's now gone. And then literally I just paid for my tags. I just paid for my tags. And we just paid for the tags. We just had the whole issue with the battery. We had to get a new battery. And then, 2 months ago, where we had issues with the tires, where one of my tires went, and then all of them needed to be replaced. So we put some money into the car lately, and then it's gone. But that's not the kicker. The kicker is I lost my St. Louis Blues floor mats, which were a gift from some great friends of mine who know how much I love my Blues, and they're now gone. So when I realized that's when I got mad. I'm like, my Blues mats! And so I'm not happy. So it's been a rough couple of months, people. A rough couple of months. Mark said I needed to come up here and talk to you guys and do a stitch with me because it'll be therapeutic. And he's probably right. And if all I have to do is just sit here and just jabber away and do some purple, then we're good. But anyway, so hardly any cross stitching has gotten done this week as it is so far. After work, which work was very busy, which was great, but after work we had to go to the grocery store and run some errands, and then we went out to eat, and just to get something to eat that was different and get a little break. And then I came home and slept for like 2 hours. And so I got up late. But I tell you what, I could go right back to bed right now. I'm so tired. It's probably just the stress of everything. But anyway, yeah, can you guys believe this? This is just crazy. So I don't know. I don't know if I want my car back now. Somebody's driven it and taken it away from me. It's likely not even, well, I will say this. If it isn't found tonight, if somebody doesn't they said, sometimes what they'll do is they'll drive it and go someplace, and then they'll drop it off in a parking lot somewhere and then go on somewhere else. And so if it's not found tonight, I would imagine it probably won't be found. So, and this was an interesting thing. They said that, they put your car into sort of the stolen car, whatever called listings or whatever they have for police officers and whatnot. And they said, especially at night, cops will go around when they're not on active calls. They'll go around to different parking lots, and they'll sometimes come and drive neighborhoods. And a lot of what they do, when it's quiet or when it's nighttime, is they'll just run plates, and they'll just go from one little area to the other, and they'll go to a parking lot, like a Walmart parking lot, parking lot. Somebody stole my car, but they'll just do that. So he's like, that's how a lot of cars get found, is they just get left somewhere, and somebody will just drive along and check a plate, run a plate, realize that plate is for maybe another car that was stolen, or it's not registered to the right car or something like that, and that'll be what happens. So we'll find out. We'll find out. So I don't know. If the car isn't found, I'm likely I think I'm just going to get like a beater. Spend a little bit of money, get a beater car, really cheap car, or maybe a truck or something. Like just something cheap. Again, I barely use it. It doesn't get very many miles, and I'll probably get less miles down the road here. But man, we just put all that work into the car. So I don't think I mentioned it here, but I have weird dreams all the time, and I may talk about that. But I have weird dreams, very weird dreams, and apparently, and I vaguely remember this because every night I have weird dreams. So I don't remember my dreams very much from like a couple of days ago, but apparently I said something to my husband a couple of weeks ago that I'd had a dream that my car was gone, like somebody had stolen my car. And so I was like, well, now I need to have a dream that we win the lottery. That would be great. And so, but anyway, that's the one weird thing about it. Oh, man. At least it didn't have any cross-stitch stuff in it. That's what Mark said. He was like, was there any cross-stitch stuff in there? I'm like, no, I don't keep any cross-stitch in my car. Not at all. Not at all. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then it is, and then it is. All right, let's get off of this topic for now. The dogs are driving us nuts. The puppy's definitely thrown off the balance in the family here, primarily because he's walking around all the time, and Bailey just gets upset with him so easily. I don't know why he's upsetting her. Maybe it's the constant the walking that he does, the sort of the pacing that he does. Maybe it's that I give him a fair bit of time, that I'm feeding him really nice food, that I hand feed him. I'm not sure, but she just gets really mad. And Zuzu has gotten really irritated with him as well. She snapped at him a couple times when she has a bone and he's just wandering and he happens to wander in her direction. And the wrath of my husband comes down upon her, which he never gets mad at her like that. But when it comes to the puppy, we're both very protective. And so it's just been, the dogs have been kind of adjusting. So it's been a bit stressful in the house. Just stressful period. A lot of stress right now. And so we're coming up on some really big, what's the word? We're doing a big project of work, and we're coming up on a big decision period of, are we going to get some things done that we've been wanting to get done? So some good things are coming, and then there's a lot of like unknown as far as being able to do an expansion and whatnot, yeah, so it's been weird. It's been weird. The good thing is that I've been putting so much work into the blog that the blog has really been seeing some good growth. I've been hiring some folks to do some articles because I can't. I'm trying to do a different blog that I'm better suited to writing, and so I'm having some other people write some of these, and and it's pretty cool. I really enjoy it. I love kind of putting it together, and I've really been getting a lot of traction on Pinterest. Not, I mean, just, I mean, I've really only been doing it for 2 months now, Pinterest, and I've, I want to say I've tripled my blog traffic in that 2 months, and it's almost all from Pinterest. So I don't even have much in the way of organic traffic at this point. Not much, but that should grow as time goes by. So, and it's been fun learning about some different crafts, but I enjoy all that, and I think it's good. And I think between that blog and then the dog one that I'm trying to work on, I definitely have I'm very full as far as my time is concerned. So, which is good, but it doesn't give me a lot of time for stitching sometimes. But like I've been saying over and over, like it gives me, hopefully down the road, it will give me more time for stitching. And so that's the hope. That's the hope. In the future, when I don't need a car at all, and I can stay home and stitch and do either more stitch with me's or maybe some live streams or something like that. That's my goal. So, oh boy. Meditative stitching. I will say this, oh wait, isn't it Nashville Market Weekend or something like that? Isn't it, or is it Monday? It's like right on top of, we're like about to hear about all these new designs and such. So that's cool. But I was noticing, I went on Facebook. So I'm on Pinterest, and if you put on Pinterest cross stitch patterns, you tend to get like a lot of Etsy patterns. Like it's funny how the major cross-stitch pattern designers aren't on Pinterest, or they don't have a presence on Pinterest. And I would absolutely think that would be great for business. But, wait, what was the word? What was I going to say? Oh, so I heard back from Cross Stitch Collectibles, and they're going to send me the PDF versions of my patterns that I need. And so we're talking 4 patterns in total. I'm getting baseball, apothecary shop, the ice skating. Do you guys remember ice skating? It's been a while. And of course, Rating Waterloo Place. So that is awesome. And I've stitched a little bit more on Reaper. I haven't stitched on Rainy Waterloo Place yet, but that I should be able to finish that page and move into the next realm here. But I think that's going to be awesome. Let me untangle my string here. But if you guys have questions about, like if there's a blog article that you want me to have written, or I don't know, possibly write myself. I just don't have a lot of time for that, but I can have somebody else write it, and then I read it, make sure it's good. But if there's something that you guys want to know, I think we just put up one, or I think I just got one back. I'm gonna post it tomorrow about how to do backstitching, or what is backstitching. Whoops, I dropped something. Also got one coming on cross stitch samplers, like what they are, why we use them, what they're used for. So I got some stuff like that. Oh, I lost my needle here. So we're working on that, and so that would be cool. That is cool. Maybe I'll get one of those tiny little electric cars. They're like $6,000 or whatever. Those teeny little things, considering that I don't need to use it very much. I get one of those tiny little things. I actually was thinking about like an electric scooter or something along those lines that I could just ride to work, you know, get some exercise. Not that electric scooters are exercise, but I'd be standing. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So... See, it is therapeutic to talk to you guys. It is therapeutic. Hi, honey. Whoops. Husband came up to say hi and bring up all the kitty litter that we bought today. Kitty litter. So Mercury's taken care of. So the orange fish downstairs, the big King Kong parrotfish, oh man, what a jerk that fish is. So he keeps hitting... I may take it off. I may just take it off now. The light that's covering the openings at the top of the aquarium. And so he keeps bopping his nose up on the top and making some noise. And so, hi, you going over? Okay. I'll see you later, alligator. And, okay, back again. Yet again. Do-do-do-do. 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 I am... yeah, kind of kerfuffled. Kerfuffled. Oh well. Doobie-doobie-doo. Let's just stitch. Speed stitching. I remember when I was trying to learn how to do Pinterest, that's so frustrating. Just so frustrating because I'd never been on it as just a user. So not being on it as a user, it was hard to understand how people use Pinterest. And now that I'm on the other side, making a channel, so to speak. Is it a Pinterest channel? Account? I don't know. But it was like learning a foreign language at first. It's so different, just in the way it works. But honestly, it's simple once you understand it. I create content, and then I go to Canva, for which I have a free account. And Canva.com is a place that you can make. Oh, if you have a FlossTube channel and you want to make maybe some channel art, put it above your YouTube channel page or whatever. I think you can do that for free on Canva. You just choose YouTube art, YouTube channel art, and you can create whatever you want. And theoretically, it should create the correct dimensions for you. I tried putting in like multiple pictures. I like to show like different pictures of my projects up on my channel art, and it had a hard time putting everything together. So I don't remember what I actually did with it, but you can do it, no problem. And so it took me probably like about 6 weeks to come up with a pin design that I liked, that I thought was eye-catching, but also easy to do. And now that I have it, then it's very easy to make pins. I just got to find some photos of what I do, and I've got Canva has a lot of free photos that you can use, but then I also have a membership to a photo a stock photo company because it's very helpful for me with the blog. It's helpful for me with some other blogs and stuff. And so, anyway, so I got all that, and so once I started doing that, then you go over to Pinterest, and then you just click create a pin. You drag your photo that you, or your sort of your photo art that you created, or your pin art that you created, and then you just put a title, put a description, link it to the actual page or article that you're doing. And there's a way that you can duplicate. Once you do all that, you can duplicate the pin multiple times to make it to schedule it out, because a pin can only be posted once, technically, when you create it. And so you can duplicate that pin and post it multiple times, or you can post variations of the pin. And that's usually what I'll do. I'll create 4 or 5 variations of one pin, maybe with some a different font or different color background or different photos. And then when I create the pins, sometimes I'll create duplicates. So I might create 8 or 9 pins for one for one like article, or just one link, I should say. And then I go onto Pinterest and I schedule out over the next like 10 days like how the pins will come out. And then I also have Tailwind. Tailwind is a scheduler. It's a great way to keep your pins flowing on Pinterest. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's giving you a tailwind. It's giving you momentum, keeping you going, even when you're not there, or when you're not actively pinning and posting. And it allows you, and you should pin other people's stuff as well, because that's a lot of the boards I've created, the little sections, the boards on Pinterest that I have, like where I have like probably my most, my board that has the most pins on it that I found is the craft room organization. So that always catches my eye. So I have like over 200 pins on that one. I don't think I have a single pin that I've created. So that's cool. And so I've got 200 pins that other people made that are on that board. And so when I pin a thing to a board, it gets repinned in a sense. So it kind of gets like a point up, so to speak. And the more times someone repins you or looks at your stuff or whatever, then the higher up the rankings, in a sense, like the Pinterest rankings, you go to become more popular and have Pinterest put you higher up on people's views so that they can see you and hopefully see your stuff. So Tailwind is a way that you can schedule out like a month in advance or more, pin your own pins, other people's pins, but it's just a way to have Pinterest think you're being super active. You're on here every day. You're pinning other people's things as well as your own. So you're you're literally just out there promoting the Pinterest as a whole. And so it's just, now that I understand it, or at least mostly understand it, I'm sure there's things that I still don't quite have, techniques and whatnot that I need to study up on. But I see how beneficial it is, and I do get a lot more traffic using Pinterest than I ever got to my blog, just even advertising it on here on YouTube. Now, what I need to also do is I need to throw up more of my videos on Pinterest, because you can do that too. You can put links to them and whatnot, and I need to do that. And that would be very cool. So that's another on my to-do list. Sure. Da 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 bop 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 bop. Dopity 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 do. Dopity 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 do. So yeah, so Pinterest is fun. And I found other people's stuff that way too. And it's honestly, there's not a ton of cross stitch. Well, there's some cross stitch on there. Actually, if you want to like look for ways to finish cross stitch, there's a lot of great ideas on Pinterest for that. And I have a board on my account on Pinterest, and I will link Pinterest below. But I have a board that is specifically dedicated to how to finish your own Pinterest, how to finish your own cross stitch. So, stretch. All right. Well, the hubby left, and I can hear the dogs getting into something downstairs. So I think I'm going to end this Stitch With Me early this week. I think you can understand why. Hopefully I'll get some stitching done tomorrow. I can relax enough that I can do that, but I'm just kind of in a funk right now. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, if you have any suggestions for article ideas for crafts and whatnot, I mean, it doesn't have to be just cross stitch. I have a link to my blog down below. You can see all the articles we've done so far. I need to reorganize it a little bit too, but it's come so far, so far, even just in a couple of months. And I really appreciate everything that you guys do for me with your comments and your likes and subscribing and all your positivity. So, because I need it right now, that's for sure. I'll see you guys soon in the weekly update, and we'll talk about what's happened to the car since then, if I know, and we'll just go from there. So take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.